Financial literacy in the hood.
Financial literacy for the hood. I saw a movement of financial literacy going on with how much, in these interviews now, you can get a whole lot of game from these interviews. And the information is the key. And then we've been watching EYL, Earn Your Leisure, which is a podcast that I would highly suggest if you, for anything financial. It's so much top to bottom that they got there, right? And I think we should continue that. And I think we should grow that, because it's certain things that other people know as a general outline for how to deal with finances, and we don't have any clue. We don't even have boundaries. We don't have the basics like boundaries on spending.
And when you say we, you talking
just budgeting.
About
When I say we, I'm talking about hip hop community.
Yo, that sounds.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about. When I say we, no, forget that. I'm talking about urban. The urban.
Oh,
we urban.
Super white.
Yeah, good.
You show the hood, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about the ghetto, man. Like, our priorities been messed up.
So you name some. What you really think is missing the most? Like, is it budgeting?
It's priority. It's just priority. It's just priority. Because what I notice is everybody got money.
Right.
The priority when you got money should be to invest money.
Right.
That's the number one priority if you got some money, is to invest money.
I understand that.
The second priority is to save money. Then after that, you depending on what's going on, but we don't know nothing about investing. We don't know nothing about saving. We don't know what's the best place to save, how to save. We don't know a stock from a bond. We don't know anything.
Right.
So I'm glad that I see people now on Cash App, and they like, yo, such and such went up, and this and that, and I'm putting some of my
stocks.
Yeah. I like where it's going.
The what?
Who?
The stock.
Trap. Wall Street Trapper.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What was that story? For people that haven't heard, I mean, you told me about he was in prison and what happened.
He said, yeah. Well, he said, because I'm making short because he could tell the story.
Yeah.
He said he was in prison or jail, one of them, I think it was prison. And he said, white guy came up to him and was like, yeah, I think it was prison, definitely. And was like, yo, he was about to have a fight with some other dudes. Yeah. And the white guy was like, man, what are y'all beefing over? Because I guarantee you it's less than what I'm in here for. Y'all playing the wrong game. And he was offended at first, but then he was like, you know what? What are you talking about? And he started talking to him. He was like, man, listen, I got a few million waiting for me when I get out of here, and I'm only doing, a year and a half. You in here, if you in here for anything less than 100,000, you crazy. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah, I'm in here for way less than that. So he started putting them on, the game and stocks and stuff like that. And he started playing that game versus the trapping.
When you told me, I thought it was interesting because he was saying, like you said, if you in here for something that you did that's less than 100,000, but hold on, how much time did you get?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, dudes is like, yo, I got 10, 15 years for something that I did that brought that was criminal, that I was trying to get money from. That's why I was doing it, and it was less than even 100,000. Yeah. And I'm having 10 years or 15 years now of my life for this thing.
Yeah.
And then here he is, like you said, for something that he did. How much did he say that got him in prison?
I don't know. He did a while. He did 5-6 years, something like that.
No, I mean, what was the amount of money?
Oh, it wasn't. He didn't even say it was. So he didn't.
No, I'm talking about the other guy.
Oh, the white dude.
Yeah.
He was it was like a couple $1 million.
Yeah. So he's for several million. He did something that he was gaining several millions of dollars, and the amount of time he got was like 18 months or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And so when you kind of weigh that, like, hold on, so. And then you told me they were in there as with wristbands.
Wristbands, because it would classify you So I think he had a red wristband. He said, and so they knew he was in there for something violent. And the other guy had like another wristband that was just like
and so when you
some
have
blue
those
collar
different
stuff.
wristbands, I'm guessing it gives you certain type of
Yeah,
freedom.
I mean white collar. Yeah, like some white collar crime. Well, really, I think it's just to classify you.
Right. And so it's just kind of like, wow, like, is it worth it? You're here for this amount of time for over this little bit of money, and I was gaining this amount of money for this little bit of time. And when I leave here, I'm gonna go back to my millions, and you're gonna go job hunting to try to work at Chipotle
so that you can get parole or probation off your back.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
While you live in a halfway house, to go back to the ghetto, to nothing, to zero.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. I mean,
I like it. I liked him saying it in his story, because a lot of people say a lot of stuff, but I could tell you what's real. Like, some people already be who they be. They just be playing the wrong game. And then some people really, really, really was knuckleheads and really start. I can tell he was a knucklehead, and he started like.
And he changed it and got it through stocks from hearing through that man. But I think Troy Ave said it best.
Real estate, all that.
Yeah, I think Troy Ave said it best when he was like, a lot of y'all will go to prison for 5 years and come out and have absolutely nothing. And he was saying, if he were to get time after 5 years of not working, he set up certain things and certain investments where he should still be able to make money. And I mean, some people could say that that's true or false, whatever. I don't know what's in that man's pockets. Yeah. But what I do know is that me and you talked about it. There's so many people, and that's why it's so interesting when I hear these women that are like, "Oh, I want a 7-figure man," and the whole Kevin Samuels women to call up Kevin Samuels, "How do I get a 7-figure man?" And it's like, you'll be surprised that somebody's yearly income is 7 figures and their net worth is -5. Yeah. So it's not about how much money you make. It's about your actual mindset and what you do with that.
Look at the money we be making though.
Right.
Look at raw talent that black people have. People who they say is black. And then look where they end up at the end of their careers or wherever it is. How a person like Mike Tyson, who made $300 million a fight, could look and be like, "Yo, I'm the brokest I've ever been in my life." Right. At 50 something.
Yeah, I mean, you said the other
60
day,
or something like that.
You said the whole TLC was saying in their song. Yeah. What was the song?
No Scrubs.
No Scrubs.
And they was going bankrupt and shit.
Why they was going bankrupt? Yeah. Because it really is about financial literacy, and there's so much that we don't know, and it's like not just not knowing how to save, but the whole investment is
the idea of investing is new, or not new. It's lost on a lot of people, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm glad a lot of people is waking up to the fact that they got to put their money somewhere to make money from somewhere.
Me and you had this disagreement several times already, because I've said, if a guy says, or female, whatever, says, you know what, now I'm making this amount of money, and I have this amount of savings. As easy it is for people to sit on the outside and be like, "Yo, I would never go bankrupt if I had da type of money. If I had that, I would do investments." When you're in that position and you have that amount of money to lose that you're saving, even if you have a nice cash flow come in, a lot of people just don't know what to do with it, how to invest. Yeah. And you could say there's information. There is plenty of information, but there's a lot of people willing to take your money who have courses and have plans and telling you this is how to do real estate and how to do this. And when you don't personally have relationships where your pops, your moms, your cousins, your friends, you're not part of a network of people that are investing that you can see examples where this works, then you don't necessarily know what to do, even if you're in that position.
But I think in that case, you're just going to have to lose a lot more, because you're going to have to learn a lot more. You're just going to have to bump your head a lot more but people is going to come along in your path who's going to be like, "Nah, that's the way you do it," because now you're running around in these circles. Somebody told me a long time ago, he said, "Yo, if you want to meet somebody important, work at an airport, a hotel, or start going to museums.
Right.
Cause what is people that's important, supposedly like important doing? Like what are they doing? So, yeah.
Right. I agree. I just know how challenging it is because I've seen so many different sides. I've seen how Chinese, other people of other Asian, communities, how they connect with each other and can come and go talk to each other and say, this is how we did this. This is how we invested into getting, 12 whatever homes.
Yeah.
And Indians, this is how we have 12 Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I'm saying? And Arabs, this is how we have liquor stores and stores all over. And this is what you got to do. And this is how you can get your money up.
But that's what I'm saying. Now imagine, that's why I mentioned the whole thing about meeting people at the airport. I'm saying once you start running these circles, let's say you do get the money up to get a smaller franchise than like Dunkin' Donuts. I'm saying now you in a circle amongst franchise owners. Not that that's a thing like a club, but I'm saying people is going to know your friend. Oh, my man own a friend. You know how that go, and you just put the pieces together to meet who you got to meet. Because now you in a place where I told somebody I wanted to know how to own a laundromat. You know what I told somebody at the laundromat? My grandmom died. Lying. My grandmom died. I got lying. My grandma died. I got 100,000. What you think I should do with it?
Right.
He told me not only how to get a laundromat, how to work the laundromat, but he also told me don't get a laundromat. He told me what to do with the money.
Yeah,
but if I'd have just came up to him and was like, "Hey, brother,
let me tell you, this is the
he
thing.
thought I had the money is why.
This is what I'm talking about, and you're absolutely right, because there's even networks and communities and all kind of stuff you can join of people that are discussing and giving information out.
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about, and what I realize, what comes with privilege.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about just white privilege. There's all these other communities out, there's not black that have these different privileges. It's not just that I'm going to tell you not to get the laundromat and I'm going to tell you where to put your money in. I'm going to introduce you to the Jewish man that owns the building.
But that's what I'm saying.
My man that's going to tell you to go to the banker that he knows that's going to okay it, that's going to tell you to go to the contractor that's in our family or that we know. Like, these type of relationships and these type of connections are golden.
Yeah.
And this is how you preserve and you create a community of constant wealth.
Yeah.
Of these people who, my father was wealthy, I'm wealthy, my grandchildren
I get that.
will be wealthy, because you're using these connections where a random person who's reading, who's going to the library, who's watching interviews, who has no connection to actually meeting these people may never have.
But that's what I'm saying. But we not saying different things. You saying you need these connections, they important so that people cannot tell you but show you.
Right.
I'm saying...
And introduce you.
Yeah, I'm saying the only way you're going to have these connections is to jump off the porch. Because you got to get in these circles. I started meeting jewelers. I told you. I met is a famous jeweler from Philly. I met the jeweler who makes his jewelry. How did I meet the jeweler who made his jewelry? Well, I went to New York with somebody else who was getting some jewelry, and I started talking to the guy who makes the jewelry. He got all these pictures. You go in this little spot. It's like some little warehouse. Got all these pictures up of all these people they make jewelry for.
Right.
And I'm like, everybody on that wall, I knew them. It was certain rappers. I ain't gonna say who they is, but I knew they was smart, and they knew to skip the jewelers and go straight to the guy who the because you're not a jeweler if you don't make jewelry. These people are just buying and selling, so they're getting it from him. But I'm saying, I just did that. If I never went with somebody to go get the jewelry, you get what I'm saying? So that's why when I meet people, I make them. If I want information from you, I'ma say something to make you think, in my mind, I'm on a level where you want to share the information with me. That's what I'm saying.
That's true, and I get that. And I hope, I don't know if we're still talking about the same thing, because I think there's another level of it. Because let's say you got the jeweler and you know exactly what the you know what I mean, the details of it.
Yeah.
Some people get so hooked in, you get an automatic client base. What do you call that?
Gotcha. That's called the hookup. That's called the plug, for sure.
And that's, some people are born into those type of privileged situations.
That's a fact.
And it's amazing. And when you see just how, I don't want to say tilted or unfair, that, so you not just investing in real estate, you not just selling jewelry, you not just starting up this.
But even that type of opportunity is everywhere. I think it's out there more than you think it is, because we could have been in real estate right now by just listening to Troy Ave. Yo, man, I'm doing this. If you give me $50,000, you'll make $1,200 a month. Jump into real estate just off of hearing him. I don't even know Troy Ave, but it's just that type of opportunity. When I was about to it was two things I was about to do that I was just buying them regular, but I was buying them from people who I like kind of knew. I only knew these people from going into Black and Nobel. It was two people in Black and Nobel. Right. My man Wandering Feather. Matter of fact, it wasn't even Wandering Feather. It was the other dude, but rest in peace, Wandering Feather. Anyway, and he was like, all right, not only am I going to sell you the press machine, I'm going to show you where to get everything and show you how to press.
Yeah.
And another dude that make jewelry, he was like, not only am I going to make the jewelry, show you how to make the jewelry, I'm going to take you to Jeweler's Row so you can get the jewelry cheap and make it for everybody else. I don't know these people though. And I know you're not saying that's, I know you're saying that's not the kind of plug you're talking about, but I'm just saying, cool. But what I'm saying is, who even know that type of information if you don't talk to somebody?
Yes, I understand.
Who even thinking like that? Like, yo, I don't know what the Jeweler's Row was. That was the first time I heard of it.
First level, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why one of my favorite shows was, I think came on HBO a long time ago. It was called Made in America.
Yeah.
And it was about two guys that lived in New York City that was trying to start a jean company.
Yeah.
And once they got the information of, okay, this is the denim we need to get, this is the size, this is the best people to do the actual production and to give us samples. That was cool. Now they had the world's best the best jeans in New York City that they had known. Now it was like, we have to use our relationships and connections to get into the market so that we can actually compete with our competitors and have the same things they have.
Yeah, I got you.
That only happened from relationship connections.
You mean like homeboy that I met out here that was doing the Airbnbs? I could have literally just went half with him on a joint and it got started that way. Versus him telling me that Airbnbs is dope shit.
Learn your first one.
Yeah.
And be making profit on something that's already profitable. Yeah. And then from there, grow from there.
I got you. Not somebody that's going to teach you how to play football. Somebody that's going to take you to the scouting coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. And that's what privilege in this country is all about.
I'm good just waking up. That's how I know I got one more chance to go and cash in and cake it up. Money trees, they throwing shade, just come and break it up. Playing all day, the motherfucker, we make it up. Feel good, don't it? Aha, I feel good, don't it? Yeah, rent paid and the lights on paper tonight. It feel good, don't it?